All right, lady and gentlemen, boys and girl, we have the session that everyone has been looking forward to, the 89 session at the Asian Weightlifting Championship. Of course, the big names here are Tian, Dayin, and Kianush X Games mode.
Oh my god. Oh my god, he on X Games mode.
Rostami. Let's get into it. All right, starting off about halfway through the snatch session, we are looking at the Kaz weightlifter, Sergey Petrovich, with 165. 165 is a pretty big opener. I don't know much about this lifter, but he catches it and just can't settle it in the bottom. But now to follow him, we have our favorite fisherman, Tian. And Tian snatches 165 with ease, like he's pulling a 10-pound bass out of some lake in China. Up next, we have Kianush Rostami, and two things here. The Iranians are always known for absolutely sending it on their opening attempts. I'm not sure what percentage it is, but to me, it seems like it's almost 100% on their first attempt. They give no fucks, and they absolutely send it. So Kianush Rostami is no different. Now, if we look back, Kianush Rostami had a nice little monologue.
Stress, then I cannot make it a good result. I do test doping, I do everything, and they not give me a point. Then I need to 6 months not eat anything for my weight body going down for try to get a point for Olympic. That is not good way from me. I need to work, help me, forgive me.
One can only hope that he adds in some sort of drama like that this time. But I'm sure that 165 is a pretty high percentage for this guy. Oh yeah, my man absolutely sends it.
Just gonna send it.
Back to the Kaz lifter, Petrovich, and he has no problem with that. Now we have a Kyrgyzstan lifter in the mix to take the lead with 166. Very good bottom position, very solid lift. Now we have the Korean lifter who's competing in his home country, trying to match with 166. No lift for him. They always look at their hands when something goes wrong. It's just a typical weightlifter thing. Now we are back to the Kyrgyzstan lifter with 169. I want you guys to notice here, look at how wide this guy's grip is. He's nearly collar to collar. And there's hardly any clearance between his head and the bar. Grinds it out and then, oh. That's going to be a no lift because he wasn't able to solidify the rep at the top. And now we are back to the Kaz lifter. And something wasn't right off the floor, so it was a nice little deadlift. In weightlifting, we call that a Clark, named after some lifter named Clark, who used to just pull the bar to his hips and not even attempt to get under it. Lee Brick Shithouse Dayin. Look at this guy. Mans looks like he has the most evil origin story ever. Lee Batman Dayin. And he absolutely pipes 171, making slight work of pretty much the maximal lifts of everyone in this group. So now we're back to Tian. Hopefully he can use some of his fishing skills to reel this snatch in. No lift for Tian, and we are back to none other than Kianush X Games mode Rostami. My man is literally going to have to McTwist underneath this bar to make it happen. And he looks like he is beat up. Best hair in the game, though. Now, Tian can't make 172 happen. Looks like he's going to have to throw that bass back into the lake. And we are back to Kianush Rostami. Hopefully he can get a little bit more air out of the pipe here. And that's a no lift for Rostami. So, it's Lee Dayin versus Lee Dayin. He has already won the snatch competition. He's already beaten the Joker, and now he's just flexing his wingsuit for the crowd. And again, he makes slight work of 176 kilos. The other heavy hitter with the world record total and world record clean and jerk, Carlos Nassar, only snatched 174 at Europeans. So Lee Dayin, with his second attempt, had already surpassed that snatch. So if he makes this lift, he will be the new world record holder. And he hardly even struggles with it whatsoever. Lee Dayin, the guy is an absolute freak, and he works all night trying to protect Gotham. Now, on to the clean and jerk session. Kianush X Games mode Rostami opens with a very, very light 186, and this must be because he's injured. Looks like he tried to power clean that. Barely gets that jerk. Was a little pressy, but the judges give it to him. Got a weird little hobble going on. A lot of people in the chat were saying plug walk. Not sure what that means, guys. Could you clarify for me? Okay, now, as we're about halfway into the session, I want you guys to look at what Kianush Rostami has posted as his next attempt. 186 in his first attempt, and now a 215-second attempt. I love this guy. In all fairness, he probably tried to come out, hit something because he might be slightly injured, whatever the thing may be, and then he can go back into the back room, hit a few more warm-up weights, and then come out for his quote-unquote first attempt. So even though Lee Dayin is one of the greatest snatchers on the planet right now, his clean and jerk is not as good. So he's actually opening up at what we're going to consider for him a light clean and jerk. Easy clean and an easy power style jerk. Now we have another Iranian into the fray. And he does very well with this 205 clean and jerk. All right, Kianush Rostami actually decides to go back down to 207 kilos. It's likely that he probably missed a 200 kilo clean and jerk in the back room and was like, yeah, you know. And there we have another Clark. Definitely not Kianush Rostami's day. He doesn't have much X Games magic to give. So now Rostami is back on the bar after just 2 minutes of rest. After you miss a lift, the bar will go back to you unless you change your number, and maybe there would be another lifter in your place. There's a lot of gamesmanship to the back room of these events. It's a very interesting thing to talk about. Maybe that's a subject for another video. This time he gets under it, stands it up. The Velcro belt comes undone, and he sends the jerk. Oh my God. Just classic Kianush Rostami right there. Now, he may or may not be injured. It looks like he is. I'm guessing that he is. But this guy has always been like this, an absolute sender. This is why we call him Kianush X Games mode Rostami. He is, in fact, on X Games mode. Now, I think the bar is going to go back to Tian if we look at the scoreboard here at 210 kilos for his opener. Tian has one of the greatest cleans in the sport, in my opinion, maybe even in the sport's history. It could not look lighter. That clean could not look lighter on him. And there we have a pretty easy jerk. Now, the reason I say the clean and not the clean and jerk is because if we look at Tian Tao's history, he's not a very consistent jerk maker. And something I want you guys to notice here on the replay, he does get a little bit of a bobble going in the barbell before he descends for his jerk, dip, and drive. Now, that is technically illegal. You are not allowed to purposefully oscillate the barbell before doing your dip and drive, but it's pretty difficult for these judges to catch that. Okay, so now we are back to Lee Dayin for his second attempt. And if we look at the scoreboard here, it says 216 kilos. Why is this an important number? Well, because I mentioned Carlos Nassar before. Carlos did 174 and 221 to make a world record total. Now, in order for Lee Dayin to break that world record total, he needs 216. So Lee Dayin will be a 2 record holder here if he makes this lift. Notice he's got the shirt on underneath this time. Maybe that's for more grip when the bar hits his neck. Little bit of a tougher clean here. Missed jerk. Let's see what happens here. It's probably going to go back to him because Tian Tao looks pretty good right now. So with 2 minutes of rest, not even 2 minutes of rest, Lee Dayin is back. Looks like a better clean. And he hits it. The new total world record holder, Dayin. But that's not all, folks. Tian, the world's greatest fisherman, Tao, is coming back. And he's going to put 222 kilos on the bar. Now, Carlos Nassar had his world record total broken, and it looks like he's going to have his world record clean and jerk broken. If we look back at this lift, Carlos Nassar with very interesting technique. He's definitely one of the strongest lifters, not incredibly technical, but this is his world record clean and jerk. And this is what our favorite bass fisher is going to break. Let's see what he does. This dude is primed. Easy clean. Uh-oh, misses the jerk behind. And again, we'll watch the replay here. Look at this little double bounce he does. Just a cheeky double bounce. It is absolutely illegal. I don't know if the judges can see it or if they're noticing it. So now, just like Dayin, Tian Tao has to follow himself. The 2-minute clock is counting down. As he approaches the bar, we're at 43 seconds. I think he'll go even faster on this clean. Easy clean. He gets to just about parallel, and there we go. New world record holder, Carlos Nassar, stripped of all of his world records. What a session. We got a little bit of everything in this session, guys, and 3 new world records. This is what weightlifting is all about. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. I love you all. See you later.